2 Megapops, an achievement in Bloons Tower Defense 6 where you need to place down a tower and then that single tower needs to accumulate 2 million pops before round 100 ends. So in this video we're going to be covering the Comanche Commander. This bean has been nerfed to oblivion but then brought back up again. So let's see what this bean is capable of, but before we do any of that, we're going to be placing down a lovely submarine to start us off with. Once round 9 is here, all that dark mist, we will be placing down Geraldo. We place him at the back here so that it is our last line of defense in a way. But also, we'll be able to place down stuff like Jerry's Fire later on in order to help us out just a little bit with where the helipad is spawned on. Are we gonna make it with this? I think Geraldo's got it just about. Yep, Geraldo's got it just about. So twin guns, and then that's probably all of what we're gonna do with the submarine at this given point in time. Because next I do want to place down the helipad for our Comanche Commander eventually. But where am I going to put it? I do want it kind of out of a way so that when we plop down an alchemist at some point in the future, that's not going to be stealing pops away from the helipad, from the Comanche. The Heli Pilot is the second most expensive tower to initially put down in the game, but alas, we have been able to finally do so on round 18. And we're going to enable it so that it is on a lock in place at this point in time. We're going to need to be very careful though with this, because we want it to have camo detection, but we're not able to give it camo detection if we want a pursuit path with the Comanche, because I'm not very confident with constantly moving the helicopter about all over the place in order to pursue the frontmost balloon. So I do want that pursuit so it does it for me automatically. Let's see, where are we at this point in time? Let's see, there's that. I do want razor rotors at some point, but I'm looking at this and thinking, am I going to be able to afford it by round 28? Because we've got 1890 to accumulate, and yet we don't really have anything in order to solve our issues at this given point in time. We may need to restart this, I'm not going to lie. Because I don't think we're going to get 1890 by the time round 28 comes along. Or we're going to have to restart this, and rather than going twin guns, we go barbed darts and then the heater tips there, and go through that route, because razor rotors looks quite off. I wonder if I should try and lay back on the twin guns. I think we're going to need to do that. Could we shave off just enough money in order to get the razor rotors for round 28 if we just put some stack of old nails down rather than the invisibility potion? So let's just let that waddle around the entire track, and we'll put that down, and that will deal with the single camo that we have to interface until around 33, 4, something along those lines. That money though is still tight. We need 114 more for the razor rotors. Ah, goodness sakes, I try to do this without resorting to the middle path of the darts, but I feel like that's going to be a necessity in this. Barbed darts and twin guns are kind of one and the same. One does more pierce per dart and one has more fire rate for more darts to spawn out. So it's kind of like you're getting the same thing regardless of which path you go along, but then from there it deviates a lot. Now we're going to put the helipad in a bit more of a risky spot so that when we put down Geraldo's fire, it's going to have a bit more of an impact on the balloons. Although we're going to have to think very carefully where we're going to put the alchemist in order to buff the Heli Pilot so that it doesn't snatch away too many pops while also, you know, buffing that. I think it's somewhere around here in the bottom right by this log. But then again, there's the range aspect as well. Now, I think the invisibility potion would be better than the stack of old nails, because we're going to need it later on anyways for when that's going to be the round before it expires. So there's that. Heat tip darts is now at our disposal, longer range and soon advanced intel. And then we'll be on our ways towards the submersion support, where once this is able to pop leads, then this will no longer be needed. Now with heat tip darts, these leads will no longer be an issue. Just do that and submerge ourselves. I love the fact with a little bit of detail, because you pursued the heat tip darts path, the submarine's hood or scope on it is red rather than green. Very nice bit of detail. And the windshield is red as well, I was about to say as well, but rather than green. Blue. Let's see, some of these regrows are a bit annoying, so sometimes you do need to unsubmerge the darts just so that the Heli Pilot doesn't struggle against this lot. Okay, so Razor Rotors is now ours. Wait. I'm meant to go Comanche path, aren't I? Oh, for goodness sakes, I forgot what this video's about now. Invisibility potion on the helipad, and I just had a brainwave. Why couldn't I, after all this time, just place down an acidic mixture dip alchemist near the helipad so that the darts have the potential of popping lead balloons, rather than seeking out heated tip darts? Like, wouldn't that be the more logical thing to do? Possibly? I don't know at this point anymore. Right, so we're going to put in the alchemist here so that it can buff the helipad. Do I have enough money for it? Yeah, we will. We will have enough money. Yeah, we definitely do now because of a round bonus we get at the end of a round. Imagine chimps but without the end of round bonus. Like, that would be incredibly difficult to pull off. Let's see. There we go. It helps occasionally. There we go. Come on now, hit it. Oh, fine. Just let the alchemist do the work then. Why not do the work yourself when you can get something else to do it for you? Right, advanced intel. And then from there, we'll get the submersion support whenever we can get it. Come on now. Thank you for doing that. One day at a time, it seems. Let's see, submersion support now, that's no longer an issue. So if we unsubmerge that one at this current point in time, the windscreen is blue rather than green, that I said earlier. But if you have heat tip darts, then the windscreen will be red. But for some other reason, that top path is still red. Perhaps barbed darts is the thing that turns it to red rather than green, but it's on the picture, sorry. Moab Shove will be our next upgrade to get, although, are we going to be alright in this? Are we going to be able to pop all these? Like, this is a lot of pierce to be able to circumvent. Yeah, we done it. We done it. And those regrow camos will be decamofied, which would be lovely. Let's see. Okay, we've got Moab Shove, so occasionally we will fire out missiles, so we got about that bit more firepower, although these missiles will be useless against black balloons, separate balloons, DDTs. We're going to need to MIB the Comanche in order for it to circumvent its black balloon problems and lead balloon problems. Berserker Brew and Praise just so that its projectiles are a bit more powerful whenever the effect is there, which doesn't feel like it's that often. Although the Berserker Brew is not as everlasting as the stronger stimulant, and neither of those two hold a candle to the perma-brew, which is permanent. Let's see, strongest stimulant on that, and that will hold it in place. And the rest will do the rest of the work there. The rest being the helicopter itself, with its non-Shuff properties against the non-Moab class properties. I do want the Heli Pilot to be able to permanently see camo balloons and target them, so therefore we're going to be pursuing that path. Then we're going towards jungle drums, and then we'll be getting ourselves Comanche Defense first, then MIB. The other side of pursuit over the middle path is that we don't have to always move the helicopter about with our mouse so that it's always targeting the balloons. But the downside is that with the Moab Shove, you do get more shove if you pursue the middle path, but also as well, The helicopter moves around faster if you pursue the middle path. Comanche defense is in place. Now, the mechanics of the mini Comanches that spawn out is that every 25% of the way through the track in which the firstmost balloon is at, a mini Comanche will appear, and then at 50%, a second one will spawn out. 75%, a third one will spawn out. But 100% of the way, a fourth one won't spawn out, sorry, because at that point the balloon would escape the track. So you lose! It don't work like that. We have ourselves the MIB, and now we do not need to worry about any kind of weaknesses. We can just target and destroy the damn balloons. Our next desire is the overclock, so that the Comanche defense can shoot even faster than what it can already, which is kind of substantial, but not enough for our needs at this point in time. And any of the mini Comanches that come out, I don't think they can be buffed with anything really. I'm not too sure about that one when it comes to those kind of pets that spawn on the track, because different pets are buffed by different things depending on what the buff is. But I'm not too sure if the mini Comanches are buffed by anything in accordance to what the main helicopter is buffed by. Round 60 is here, and this is being held in place. Lovely. And then the rest will follow suit after that with a mini Comanche being spawned. Overclock is in place. Now we can ample the fire rate of the Comanche defense by a lot. But now we're pursuing Comanche Commander. Round 63 is good actually. Don't need to spawn in a single little helicopter, although it did on the first wave of the ceramics for some other reason. But alas, there we go. That's around, this bit here is around 25% of the way through the track. Good indicator. A good indicator to know how far a balloon is along the track when it comes to percentage is by just spawning one of these, and then a mini Comanche will spawn out. Let's see. Bit delayed, but that's okay. Okay, these BFBs do not stand a chance. They don't stand a chance. And we're good, actually. Although they are making it quite far along the track, though, which could be a concern. Geraldo is hitting the Megapops balloons when they come across here, but honestly, it's so insignificant damage, but I'm not going to worry about it. I just love how if there's nothing on the track other than BFBs, then the BFB itself is just completely still when the shove is taken into place. Nearly around 76, which will be interesting. I'm hoping that this alone will be able to deal with round 76, but I have been surprised in this game for more than enough times in my lifetime to know that things may go adjourned. Also, things may go bizarre. That's what I was trying to say there. At any given point in time, there's always going to be something that surprises you. Regardless of how many hours you play this game, there will always be something that surprises you. And it's usually in a bad way. Round 78, are we going to be needing additional Comanches? Oh, okay, so we got 2 out. Okay, that's interesting. Made it halfway through the track and the little Comanches are gone. I kind of need you, you know? I need you on my expedition across this track. Here we go. Okay, so the foam is in there, which will take care of some of the regrow balloons. Yeah, Comanche Commander is now up, which means that our firepower has dramatically increased. So, will perma-brew be able to get, or are we too far along the spending so that we cannot get it? I hope we can get it still, but I'm not too sure. Are we too late in the game in order to purchase the perma-brew? Round 83 is a bunch of ceramics, camo ceramics, fortified ceramics. God knows what ceramics come out of that round aside regrow ones. Still 83. Oh yeah, that round does last for quite a while. 84, a bunch of Moabs and BFBs. No chance against us, and like with a Comanche Defender, additional Comanches will spawn if they make it too far along the track. 85 ZOMGs. We do manage to move a little bit. We do not have enough shove to shove the ZOMG back. We can hold BFBs in place. We can push back Moabs. But we can't really do a huge amount against ZOMGs because they're too bloody big. And well, you can just forget about bads. Also in logs because we need the longest amount of track possible in order to fully utilize the popping potential of the helicopters. And we'll be using this track as well when we cover Apache Prime. Round 92, we didn't have any issues with DDTs around 90. Because the fact we have MIB, it's the fact that all of its attacks can actually pop DDTs and stuff like that. So, oh, we can put Sharpening Stone on the Comanche Commander. Because by default, its darts cannot target frozen or lead balloons, so that's why. So now our darts have got more pierce and damage, which is a good thing for us. Not for the balloons, but good for us. More overclock, more DDTs, more dead DDTs. Round 95 should be very interesting with the numerous DDTs that will spawn out on this round. Let's see now. Some of them are getting held back and others are keep on moving forward. Yeah, this is going to be really interesting. But I think we have enough firepower in order to deal with this round. If there were, let's say, twice as many DDTs and all that, I think we would be in a bit of a struggle. Round 96. Yeah, we'll be able to afford the perma-brew. And then from there, what else could we put down? I don't know, really. Probably a Ninja Sabo in order to slow down the progression of these balloons, or... I think we're too far into the game now in order to pursue a second overclock, although we'll wait and see. Actually, we'll wait and see what happens. So the perma-brews are permanently applied now. No more of this temporary stuff. Now our firepower is definitely where it's at, which is the, well, not the max, but the max of what it can be within a CHIMPS game right now. Round 97, 2 fortified ZOMGs. Yeah, it's funny because the only thing that we don't face within a CHIMPS game is a fortified bad. Although, I think if you do set it to alternate blue rounds, then round 100 will have a fortified bad, which is really interesting. Let's see now. Let's see how far along we get along with these. I think... We'll put down you there, you over there, so on around 99, we will be able to have 4 of these creepy idols on the track at any given point in time. Let's see. Put that there, and put that there as well. Yeah, I don't think we'll be able to get a second overclock on the field, but we'll be able to get other things. Everything else is at our disposal. So, hold on. Yeah, we will be able to actually get a second one, actually. And I overclocked the wrong thing, aren't I, dumbass? Not to worry, though. Not to worry. So, what else can we put down on the track? We can put that down there. We can put this here. The glue won't do much at this point in time. Pickles is pretty much useless because of the fact that it only really does a huge benefit against fortified balloons, and there will be no more fortified balloons for the remainder of the game, which is lovely. Lovely, lovely. Okay, that's there. We'll put a glob of glue down. You may never know when it's handy to see. Put another glob of glue, another glob of glue. Put a... How dare you interrupt me? I was about to put a fluffy rabbit down. And you do that to me? Let's see the results. 2,037,000 pops with about 2,000 regrows, but we are well within the reach for 2 million pops in this scenario. If this was 2,000,002, then this would not count as a legitimate 2 million pop scenario because the community rules ruling that regrow balloons are highly advised getting. Do not get them. Do not really get regrow balloons to regrow, otherwise you're going to have more total damage, which you could actually purposely get. But in this case, we have highly gone over the limit. We've got 2,037,000 pops, so we do not need to worry about the community rules on the matter of 2 megapops. I do understand why they're there. It's so that you don't actually perform a regrow farm and be able to get such a weak tower up to 2 million pops, or multiple towers up to 2 million pops for that matter. So that makes sense. Although I think if you're not intentionally going for a regrow farm and it happens, then that it has a bit more leeway towards it. But it's still kind of within the realms of just try not to allow regrow balloons to regrow if any of them are popped. Otherwise, you're going to enable, let's say, rainbow regrows into ceramic regrows if they were originally ceramic regrows. And that adds a heck of a lot more pops in order to eradicate all of the balloons. So when it comes to these 2 tower chimp scenarios, the only 3 supporting towers that we have are Gerald. Actually, there's also the submarine as well, but Engineer Overclocks, perma-brew, the MIB, and Geraldo, with the submarine at the very beginning. Not a huge amount of support towers in place, which is kind of cool, because it makes the Comanche Commander that much more, reliable on its own without needing a huge amount of additional support. Although in this case, we did have a few bits here and there. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what tower you'd like me to see me do next. I don't see any of these really. We'll go boomerang. Let's see. 032 and 300. I'm bound to have these already within my inventory. 210 would be nice. And a 400 or 140 or 401. You always get the ones which you have millions of already, but you never get the one in which you don't have already. The curse of getting gold border and black border insta-monkeys. Yep, and beast handlers are still a long way away from me. So thank you all so much for watching. If you're wondering how I am veteran level 32, well, I have over 2,600 hours in the game. So please do not think that I've manipulated the game in order to get to a level which I artificially put in place. Okay, this is completely organic. That's about one person in the comment section below thinking that I manipulated my level. No, thank you. I play this game legitimately. So when it comes to 2 tower chimps, I've been kind of struggling to put one together that is not within the obvious range, like let's say with a pod and a mad, or a pod with a rod. Stuff like that, because you need a combination which can handle every single kind of tower property, balloon property. And you're always falling on pod as a means of being able to get everything. Like we've done pod with a Zeely, which is a great combination. But I do want to try and reach out towards other kinds of towers, but if I try and do that, then I might not be able to pop camo balloons, etc. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what 2 megapops you'd like to see me do next. Apache Prime is up there, Carrier Flagship, Pirate Lord is possible. But who knows. Thank you so much for watching and take care of yourselves, everyone.